Right, today I'm going to show you how to put a chiffon chiffon hood, should I say, on a chair. And the chiffon hood will have tails. Now there are three ways of attaching the tails. One is by using the ribbons which are already attached to the tails, or by using a small silicone rubber band, or this method, a pull tie, which is my preferred method purely because it's more secure. But anyway, I will show you all three and you can see for yourself. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to put the chair hood on and the tails using the ribbon that already comes attached to the tails. So you won't need a band or a cable tie for this option, just need the ribbons which are already attached to the tails. Right, so for the chiffon hood you're going to have to half it. So basically it's going to be like a cap rather than a hood on the chair, because it's going to be half the size. So it's halved, and then you're going to put it over the back of the chair, front of the chair I mean, and you're going to grab it all and you're going to tie a knot, just an ordinary knot, but you want to keep it tight. Like that. So that's the first knot. Now you'll see a lot of people that will tie the ribbon around the knot, but the problem is it will slip off unless you put another knot below the first one. So you're going to then want to tie another knot below the first one, so it's got something to between the two knots, first knot, a second knot, to stop it slipping off the actual hood. So you take your ribbons and you tie it around between the two knots like this. I'm just going to tie a bow rather than knot because I'll be able to get it off easier when it comes to taking it off after the event. And then you put the tails back through the gap like that. And take them all, left a bit behind there. You flip it over. Oops. They don't want to come through, do they? Like that. And then it will hide the knots that you've just done, like that. And it's not going to slip off, no matter how much you pull it, it's not going to come off. So, right, so this will make the tail shorter, so it won't be dragging on the floor, but it means the hood itself is not all the way down to the bottom of the chair. It just depends on the look you actually want. So I'll just show you all the way around like that. So this is a half cap rather than a full hood. There you go. Okay, the second way of putting a hood on the chair, this will be a full hood rather than like the cap, the half cap. So you put it over the chair like that, and you take two corners and you tie a tight knot like so. And then you drop one end of all the tails through, like so. I want to keep the ribbons hidden. You can tuck them around the back of the chair, like that. And then you take your pull tie, an ordinary hair tie, and you put it around your fingers, and then you gather all the material, and then you put it through like a ponytail, like you would on a ponytail on hair, for hair. And you let it all go through, and you just let it drop like that. Right, now this option I find isn't as secure because A, the silicone band can snap if it's tugged in different directions like that by a child, for example, at a wedding. And it can go a bit droopy, and well, a lot of people like it dragging on the floor. That's not a problem whatsoever, and they like the fuller hood look like that. But like I said, it doesn't feel as secure as when I show you with the cable tie. But with this option you can easily put embellishments like flowers, because the silicone band will stop anything that you put through slipping. So it will sit where it's put, basically like that. Get the angle's makes it look a bit too low down, but I'll leave the chair up for you so you can see it properly. That does look okay, but like I said, I prefer the next option with the cable tie. It just feels much more secure and a bit tidier. Okay, this is the option using the pull tie. So again, you use the whole hood this time, not halving it this time, and you put it over the back of the chair, and like before, you gather it all up. Don't need to tie it in a knot this time, you're going to do it all in one piece. So you want to get it as tight as you can using your hands. You want it to get as tight as you can get it. So you want to pull bits to make it look nice and tight like that. And then you're going to get your tails, and you're going to drape some of it around the back like that, just makes it a bit easier. And then you can get your pull tie, and you're going to put it around the back of your hand while holding all the material. And then you're going to bring it down to the centre where the ribbons are, that tie it. And you're using both hands. It's more fiddly, but it is worth it because, like I said previously, it just means it's totally secure on the chair, it looks tidy and it looks good. And then you're going to pull it fairly tight, bearing in mind you will need to cut the pull tie off at the end of the night, so you really don't want it too tight because you don't want to cut material when you're cutting your pull tie off. Right, and then you just cut the excess of the pull tie so you won't see it. You want to use a sharp pair of scissors obviously that I'm using right now, or some wire cutters. Right, now that is not going to go anywhere. It's totally tight using the pull tie on the chair, sorry, around the hood and the sash there, like that. On this option you can also put things down through the back of it all. Like so. And they really aren't going to go anywhere. So you're just going to put it through like so. This is how you want it. And again, this is the full hood, so it's not like the cap halfway across. And it means the tails are long to the floor, trailing to the floor. And looks tidy, it looks tight and secure. So for peace of mind, when I'm dressing an event, I always use pull ties, but it's entirely up to you what you use. Each option looks great, but you want it to stay great the whole night, then I suggest pull ties are the way to go. Okay, so I'm showing you the finished look using the pull tie option to secure the tails to the hood. Like I said, I like this option because it means it's really, really secure. No matter what amount of tugging, that tail is going to stay put on the chair. It's not going to be a trip hazard for anyone if it gets pulled and it's trailing out into the room. And it just drops nicely to the floor as it is on this height with the fuller hood, other than when we used the half cap before. The tail was higher up on the chair. But this option, it's lower down and it's covering more of the back of the chair. But it would be ironed for an event, but it looks a bit creased because I've been practicing for this video purposes. As you can see, it's a bit creased, but it won't look like that for a customer's event. I promise you, they get pressed and they look beautiful. Right, so that is how it looks on the chair, and everything stays put just how I like it. Right, to take the hood off the chair, it's simple. You don't really want to cut it on site just in case you were to cut the material in your rush to take it off. So I would leave cutting the pull tie off the sash until you get it back to your unit, your home, wherever it's going back to. So you just want to basically lift it up over the chair and just take it in a bag as is until you've got some time after the event to take it off the tails away from the hood. Basically you just cut, you find a nice gap and you would cut and it would come straight off nicely.